Hi everybody, my name is Shannon and welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. It's Monday. It's Monday morning. It has been a long week. I know. Most people consider Monday as the start of a new week, which is true because that's the day you have to go to work, and they're not happy about it. And this is just a grumble day and I hate Mondays. Well, I don't want to hate Mondays. So Monday is when I look back at all the things that I have done the week prior and sit back and marvel at it, or sit back and make plans for new things, or just go, oh my gosh, I did what? And it is one of my favorite times because throughout the week, I work on things and I don't realize how much stuff I've actually accomplished, I've gotten done. I just don't. And when I start gathering things in my room and start piling them up for this video, I am amazed. At least I have been so far, right? You know, I'm sure there's going to be some weeks where it comes going and it's like, I just did the one stitch. And you know what? I'm going to celebrate that because one stitch counts. That's it. One stitch is progress. If that's all you've got in you, do one stitch. If you don't have your crojo going on anymore and you just don't have it in you to crochet anything else, you don't have it in you, your mojo's gone, you can't knit, you can't weave, you can't do whatever, pull out whatever project. Don't literally pull it out. That's not what I mean. Grab whatever project you're working on and put on one stitch. You don't have to do more. If you're ambitious, you can put on two. You know what I'm saying? But let's not get crazy, right? Just put on one stitch and tuck it away. So when that energy comes back and you're feeling that love for your craft again, you know you never stopped. You just slowed down. Until your mojo comes back and you feel ready to start knitting and crocheting again, you've still made progress. And that's something to celebrate. Well, this week, holy cow, there's a lot. I don't even know where to start. There's a lot of celebrating going on. Oh my goodness, I am just amazed. Part of it is because there's a lot of challenges going on in the YouTube world. And, you know, there's something about us in a good-natured way where we get competitive. Competitive with ourselves, competitive with others, doesn't matter, right? As long as it's not in the negative, right? We understand that. But there's a lot of challenges and a lot of friendly throwdown going on right now. You've got, for charity purposes, you've got Boggy Creek going on. Well, Boggy Creek is a camp in Eustis, Florida, and there's a bunch of YouTubers working. Nancy from She's Got Yarns is collecting the blankets. Okay, fully done, already made blankets. And the size has to be, if you're going to make a full blanket, knit, crochet, doesn't matter, 30 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long. Right? If you make it a different size, the kids will still be able to use it, or at least, you know, the doctors and everything, but they won't be able to take it home. So really try to make sure that you have it within, oh my gosh, within that size, and send it directly to Nancy by the end of January, I believe. You have up until then. Don't wait. If you're going to make one, don't wait. And then she's going to take them down, her and a crew most likely, right? There's going to be a bunch. The goal is 700 blankets this year. They did 300 and something last year. Last week, they did an opening. They do box openings like every Wednesday until they don't have blankets. 60 some. I think it's like 64, something like that. How amazing is that? So you can send completed blankets directly to Nancy. Well, that's one thing, right? If you want to help out, great. The other one is Lynanne from Nina's Knots. She is sewing them together. God bless her. She's taking the squares, you know, these 5-inch squares like this, right? She's taking 5-inch worsted weight acrylic squares, knit or crochet, and she's putting them together and turning them into blankets. And that is such a blessing. So lots of people are sending her blankets. And there's another challenge from Laura from Mad Mimi's Crochet and Farming. If you get them to Nina by the 15th of October, so it's just a little bit more time, if you get them by there and say, Laura double duck dared me, Laura will make another 3 squares, but they have to be in a Lynanne by the 15th of October. That's her stipulation. She doesn't like making squares. She does not like making granny squares. So, you know, the friendly, lovely competition and humorous nature of all of us YouTube family, we're trying to inundate Lynanne with squares at least 17 batches, right? Batches of 17, doesn't really matter, but you know, putting those on there, and every time we say Laura Double Duck Baderdus between now and the 15th of October, more squares get donated. So there's so many things going on, and there's so much as far as that goes. Well, I have a batch of squares that I worked on last week to send out to Lynanne, and I wanted to put faces on them, and you know, I got really busy, and my poor little piggies still need eyeballs. They just do, and the ends will woven in, which is surprising. Ends really don't bother me. They used to, they don't anymore. So I've got those. Where'd my other stuff go? They were sitting right next to me. I've got some more that I'm working on. This right here are the circles. I don't know why I like making the circles into squares, but I do, and I just think that's a lot of fun. So I'm doing the circles into squares, and I've got red ones because Lynanne had gotten some squares, because she opens them and you get to see her do that on camera. She got some squares that are very Christmas themed, and she was wondering if she would have enough, she's going to hold those aside, to make a Christmas themed blanket. Well, I've got some red centers, and I'm going to put green on the outside, and I'm going to send those as kind of like fillers and things along that line that she can use for her Christmas blankets. So I have that. I have all of these others that I've got to send off. I don't even know how many I have right now. I have quite a few. I'm getting a bigger bundle. Last time I sent 17. This time I'm wanting to send 30 to 40. 42 is what she's using for a full blanket, by the way. If you really like making squares and you don't like sewing them together, get a batch, sew up 42 of them, and, or not, you don't have to sew them up, right? Weave in your ends, do the right thing, and send her 42. And you know that that's enough for a full blanket. How cool is that? So I've got this, and I've got half a dozen. And what I was thinking is I have this bright red, and then I also have a darker red, a maroon-ish, and I've got 2 colors of green. So 2 colors of red, 2 colors of green. And I thought I would do 3 of these with this bright red, and to 2 different greens, right? 3 with this green, 3 on a light green and a dark green, right? And the same thing with the maroon. So having at least 12 squares. I think that would go really nice as a filler for other things that she already has. And knowing me, I'll probably do more than that on top of it, because that's just how I am. And then there's some other ones. What I wanted to go across the room and everything and grab. I have this. Oh my gosh, where'd it go? I want to do little teddy bears. Aren't those cute? Obviously, I have to put eyeballs on it and maybe a little nose type thing, but there you go. I thought those were cute. And I have 3 different types of blue, like a tealy blue, this one, and then that cyan blue. So I've got 3 different types of blue, and I thought that would be cute with the white bears. And you know what would really be cute too? The white bears with the red. Coca-Cola bears. I don't know. But there's so many different options, and I'm having so much fun. And the things that I'm supposed to be working on keep getting kind of pushed aside, you know? I mean, I am not the only one that something else comes and jumps in the way. So I've been having so much fun with these squares. And I've got a couple of friends here in town that are also working on them. One of my friends texted me today that she's on square number 23. So we're going to go ahead, and if they want, I'll throw them all in my bag. It doesn't really matter as long as they get there. We'll make a larger bag or box and split shipping, that type of a thing. And if you've got that in your area, go ahead and do the same thing. Get with some of your friends. Each of you make a couple of squares, pop them in an envelope, a box, a bag, whatever it has to be, and send them. It's fun. So those are my squares. I have a lot of squares. I have a lot of squares. These excited me. This was a sidetrack. I should have been sewing in the piggies' ends, right? You know, to get that one done. I should have done that. And then there's all the other colors that I've got. If I wanted to do like this one, I did the little dinosaurs previously, and I thought they were gorgeous. And that's a lot of pieces, and I haven't done it yet. But I was holding this square back and a couple of them like this in case I wanted to do a little bit more for it. Just add that extra flair. We'll see. We'll see how time is. Because if time's running out, I'll send them off as is. They're perfect. There's nothing wrong with them. I'm just trying to go over the top extra. I don't have to go over the top extra. There's something in me that might be broken on extra. I'm not sure. So that's just how that works. I don't know if you guys are like that. Oh, I got my little squares over here and I dropped my other thing. Oh, did you see? Oh, there it is. Did you see my Fun Size Friday? I got a finished project. I have a few finished projects this week, which is crazy. I have a lot of whips, but I have a few finished projects. I have my cute little dolphin. Isn't that adorable? I love that. Scrap yarn for the win. I mean, you know, waste not, want not. That is adorable. So I have a finished project, and that's exciting. And I think I have a home for it too. I do. Somebody already claimed this one. Yep, got a home for that. And then if you saw this, I'm not sure if you did or not, if you're following my Scrubby Sunday, this particular pattern was put together and made by Julie from Treasures Made with Yarn. So Julie has this pattern. It is a free tutorial, and I thought it was a lot of fun. It's just a very simple, easy pattern. So I was able to still make my 2 washcloths for Scrubby Sunday. And we're working on coming up with different names, since that's donation for the American Starfish Organization, and they're collecting these cloths all the way up until Veterans Day, which is November the 11th, right on the corner. Holy cow, why is it October already? I don't get that. So we're coming up with something else, because I am really enjoying this give back Sunday. So if you have any names, any suggestions, feel free to put them down in the description box. I greatly appreciate it. So I had those as finished projects. Let's go into the challenges. Are we doing socks? Socks or challenges? We're gonna do a challenge. What do you think? A challenge? So Jan from an Alaskan Crafter threw out a challenge for the Buggy Creek blankets. And her challenge was to make 1 of 5 stained glass style blankets for Buggy Creek. And you had from 1 September to 30 September. Well, I didn't find out about it until mid-September, and I'm a little crazy and I jumped on board. So I'm trying to make a blanket that's 30 to 40 inches wide and 40 to 50 inches long, and less than a 2-week period, along with everything else that I'm doing. Yeah, little crazy. Well, I succeeded, and I have a little video. Oh my goodness. I am so in love with this. This is phenomenal. My son saw it and he said, "Ooh, Mom, will you make one for me?" And I think he's serious. This is gorgeous. It looks different on both sides, and each side is equally as gorgeous. This is absolutely stunning. So this would be, backside maybe. And I think I like that better than the so-called front side. And I am absolutely thrilled with this blanket. I got it up to the size. I added some stuff on the bottom. We want to see what I did to the bottom. Remember how I was saying that because this is granny square, it's going to be square. Makes sense, right? It's got square in the name. And I didn't really think that I was going to be really proficient at getting a 40 by 40 square, which is acceptable. But I didn't think I'd be able to get that. So I needed to add something to make it a little bit longer to make sure that I fit within those parameters. And since the blanket is reversible, I think so anyway, it looks equally as great on both sides. I wanted the border to look just as good on both sides. I am hoping that you can see that. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So I did a bunch of front post, back post stitches right there. And, oh yeah, I did it on both sides. So it looks equally as stunning on the front and the back on both edges. Added that length. This is a heavy blanket. I am so happy I used a size K crochet hook. My gamble paid off. So I'm really thrilled with that. This pattern is by Fiber Spider. It is the Stained Glass Granny, and I adore it. This is gorgeous. Now, when I picked the patterns, Jan threw out the gauntlet. And she threw this, you know, from 1 September to 30 September. Make one of these 5 patterns that look like stained glass. And, okay, it's all on me. It is 100% on me. I did not look through all 5 of them. I will admit it. I clicked on 1 or 2 of them. Pretty sure. As soon as I saw this one, the Stained Glass Granny by Fiber Spider, I stopped looking. I did. I went to the tutorial and played that and went, yeah, I got this. I can make this. Got it. And immediately started. Now that wasn't bright. No. I still haven't looked at all the other patterns, but I think I could have picked a faster one. I know that the polychromatic, a lot of people chose that one. And there was that comment on, oh my gosh, will this blanket never end? I don't know. I didn't make that one. I made this one. The only reason I'm saying that is you started off with a big granny square. Well, we all know how to do a granny square, and those can work up pretty quickly. And then you're going back afterwards and you're putting on this lattice. Well, that didn't dawn on me. I mean, okay, Fiber Spider did say that this is slow and slightly tedious, which I promptly ignored. And I said that in the last video. Oh yeah, I ignored it. Oh no, it's not going to be slow. I'm really fast. I'm really good. I got this. Sure. So, oh yeah, I did it just like that too. And then, you know, I'm working on this lattice and everything, and you saw the video, right? And I'm going back and forth on here and everything, and then I finally got to the halfway point. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is taking forever. It's only chaining. I mean, come on, how hard is it to chain, right? A lot. And I think it was when I was going and making the hashes the other way when I realized, oh, wow, that's why it's taking so long. It's the equivalent of making 2 blankets and sewing them together. Yay! Yeah, that wasn't very bright. I chose poorly. It's gorgeous. I do not regret it. I think it is absolutely stunning, and I wish I could be there, or at least have a picture, right? I know I can't, and that's okay, but I would love to be a fly on the wall when the kids get to see these blankets. And, you know, the child that gets to see this hot pink and this bright acid green and then toned down-ish for the stained glass portion for the black. I think it's stunning. But yeah, I wasn't thinking that one through, because think about it. This is a mesh blanket. After you finished your granny square blanket, you go back and you add a mesh blanket to the granny square blanket. That is 2 in 1. Yeah. But I did it. And you know what? I was number 39. Jan did her drawing. Man, I did not win, but that is okay. I was really close though. The winner was 37 and I was number 39. So it was really close. That was funny. But I did get it done, and I did get it submitted, and I did get it finished on time. And I'm really proud of that. And I'm happy about that. And now I just have to mail it off to Nancy. So then the kids can have it, and that'll be exciting. So I got a blanket done. One of the other reasons that this took as long as it did, getting it done until the 30th, I could have gotten it done a couple days sooner, maybe. I mean, this was a lot. But I had gone to Joann's, not this week, last week. I think I already did a video, and I got all those colors, and I commented that I wanted to use these for Camp Boggy Creek, making some squares and making some blankets and just doing some stuff that I thought would be fun. And I told my husband, you know, while I was making this, and I had already started on the black. Okay, I didn't finish it, and I had like this much done just going on the one way of the hash, and I got this wild hair. I'm like, I want to do another one. Yeah, that's always a good idea. Let's start number 2 before finishing number 1. We should do that often in our lives, but I wanted to do another one. And I was telling him my idea of colors, right? And I think I'd mentioned this before. My rainbow order is different than, you know, the traditional rainbow order, because that's not how I was taught. And I started to make another blanket using the size K crochet hook and everything. And you want to see it? Want to see it? I gotta reach over and grab it. It's over here. Oh my gosh. I had a lot of fun with this. It's gorgeous. And now I'm in a quandary, because that took a lot of time to add all the black. And then I also realized with the amount of rounds on this one, on the width, I was at 39 inches or 39 and a half. You know, I'm right there at that 40, you know, after I'd gone around the extra couple times with the black on all the edges. And then I did the single crochet around there. So I'm right there. Well, this one I have on the granny square itself a couple more rounds, and I don't want to take them off because I really like the colors on them. I did not weave my ends on this one yet. I do have my ends woven on this one. This one is completely done, ready to get cleaned up, you know, because the dogs were evidently near it and I see some dog hairs on it and I don't like that. So I have this one and I have a few extra rounds on it. I could take them off. I don't want to because I think it's gorgeous. Look at this. Look at that. Isn't it pretty? Oh my, that is just so much fun. And right now, laying out flat, it's about a 39-inch square because I did add a few extra rounds. I started off in the center. This is this red right here that I was talking about, right? And I was going through my yarns, and these are big twist yarns. I was going through my yarns and thinking, well, how am I going to make this look really, really pretty? You know, because I wanted it to be pretty. And I wanted to use the K-hook because the whole thing was to go back after with that black, and you can see the difference. Look at this, okay? See how solid this is? And I used a K with the black lettuce and the granny square, and you see how loose and drapey this is, right? So you can see what that does. I did real good by doing that, by doing the K. It filled it right in, did it perfectly. So that can tell you the difference between just the plain granny square and both using the same yarn. So the idea was I did the few rounds, the 3 rounds of the first red, and then the darker maroon. I did have, this is the twinkle, big twist twinkle right here. So there's a little sparkle in there. And this is the varsity. This one is the orange bright. And oh no, this is the gold. This is the varsity gold. This is the orange bright. I've got the 2 different types of green that I'm talking about to go with here. Now, wouldn't that be pretty? That would. See some nice squares like that. And then those are the 3 blues that I was talking about using with the white and making teddy bears, right? The 3 different blues together. And then this one right here is the twinkle. It's a big twist. It is a big twist. And then followed up with the purple. And after then once I got the square done, I decided I had to buckle down and try to finish up this thing. I should not have done this. I would have got this done a little bit sooner. I should not have. So now I've got the 2 blankets. This one is about 39 inches square. I'll have to do something to make it at least the 40 to send it off. Either that or my, I had grandkids over and my granddaughter saw, or my daughter-in-law saw this, like, ooh, pretty. So I don't know. But I'd still like to send it off, but I've got to get it to the size. What I could do on this one is just go with the purple, a couple more rows on both ends to make it a little bit longer, and then edge it with a single crochet or something along that line and call it good. I do like this being a little more full. Another idea that I thought, instead of going with the black lattice around all of it, I thought, see, we've got this square, and I could go like diamond this way, you know, where I've got it like this. And instead of going around each one, going right here and diamond it like this, and going to where each one is like that. And maybe not every single one, and not doing the back and forth lashes. I'd have more ends to weave in that way, but I think it would still be pretty neat with an offset. It's an idea. So let me know how you would finish this off to make it enjoyable, unique, fun. I mean, it's beautiful. It is a gorgeous rainbow, happy colored blanket as it is. There's 2 colors in there that have the sparkle. The rest are just solid. And I really like it. Kind of reminds me of a geode. Yeah, it kind of does. With that dark center and everything, and then radiating out. I love it. So those kept me very, very busy. Very, very busy. So do you want to see my husband's socks. Yeah, my husband's socks right here. I have them. Yeah, here's the little slideshow of those. So on those, as you saw, I don't have them done. They're not done. I have the toe. Remember, I was doing the split toe on these, the Tabby socks. So the toe is done, the 4 toes right here. I have to come back and do this on both. Oh yeah, I am right there. I needed to get the video recorded and worked on. I just didn't have it in me to finish these, but they're really, really close. I did get some work on them. I was really hoping to get them done. It's okay. It's okay. Not everything needs to get done. That's a lot of progress. I got 2 blankets and I worked on these socks. That's a lot. And washcloths and circles and squares and oh my, that's a lot. But wait, there's more. Of course I did more because I don't like to sleep. Evidently sleep. No sleep. Want to see the other socks? Yeah, I didn't finish any socks this week. I know, it's 2 weeks in a row without any finished socks. But I got a lot of progress on my socks. I worked on the toes of those. And then look at this. Oh, get them all tangled. Look at these. Aren't those gorgeous? Look at those. Oh my goodness, they're so exciting. So on this pair, this is the Heritage sock. And the Heritage sock is on sale still on Little Knits. And it is gorgeous. This, if you get it in the store, and I did see it at You and Me in Colorado Springs, it was $14.50 per ball, brand new at You and Me. They did have them in stock. Little Knits has them, $6.99. If you like the color, go for it. So that's littleknits.com. But isn't that gorgeous? So on this one, I did some ribbing right here. That's going to be obviously right there at the ankle, kind of shore that up, make that a little bit tighter. Going into the heel flap right here, turning. And then here is the gusset. So I've got a lot of work on that. And like I said, I'm doing the 2 at a time. I feel like I'm getting a lot more progress that way. And I'm enjoying them. They're not exact matches. It's the same yarn, but they don't match exactly because I am working from both ends of the ball. And I don't think the kids will mind. Well, actually, that one looks pretty close. By golly. And that is working from different ends of the ball. So obviously the stripes are going to reverse on themselves somewhere for that to have happened. I like it. So I'll have a matched pair. Cool. That's not the only pair. And then I also had this one that I'm working on. And this is both socks, right? I'm working on both at the same time. And I put this on right here. This is actually at the heel, just like the other one it was. So you can see how that is. That's just some ribbing right here that will help to draw that in at the ankle. So this is really at the ankle right here to draw that in. And this one right now, I am ready to put on the heel flap and then work on the rest. This one I have started, you can see right here, I have started doing that ribbing. So I've got a lot of progress on my socks. I am so thrilled. That's a ton. That is a lot. If you didn't know, and I didn't say this before, I'm casting on 64 stitches for my socks right here on US ones, which is a 2.25 millimeter. I'm doing 20 rows. And for this pair and that other pair right there, I started off doing 30 rows of stockinette, and then I'm doing this ribbing. So I'm doing 10 rows, then I'm increasing right here, you know, adding another row of the purl stitches here, 10 there, 10 there, and 10 there. So if you're counting, that's 40 rows. It's 20 plus 30 is 50, another 40. There's 90 rows at 64 stitches. That's just for this. Then I have to do the rest. So well over 10,000 stitches per sock. That's love. There's no other way to put it. That is a whole lot of love. These are very long socks. The kids will absolutely enjoy them. I am so thrilled with all of the progress that I have going on. Like I was saying before, I give away about 10 pairs of socks each year. It just happens. 3 kids, 3 spouses, there's 6. My husband's 7. If I want a pair, there's 8. If my mother-in-law comes and visits, there's 9. You know, somebody else shows up or what have you, got to have a pair or 2 left over or extra, there's 10. And then I like to have some as choices. Some years it's just this is the pair you get. Other years there's choices. And right now I have 4 pair that I've completed and shown everybody. And then these 3 that are in progress. That's exciting. because that's that minimum of 7 from the people that would really be hurt if I didn't get those done. So I can see a light at the end of the tunnel. I can tell that I'm going to get those finished. It's going to happen by Christmas. I'm able to still take care of my family, still make things to donate and give away, still have fun doing all the things that I do. And you know what? As much as I joke and everything else, I don't really feel pressured. I really don't. All of this stuff is things that I add to myself. Nobody's told me I have to do it. Nobody's bothering me. Nobody's pestering me in any way, shape, or form. Oh yeah, and I signed up for the October Mystery Yarn Challenge. Yes, I did. So evidently, I like to add pressure and stress. I like those mystery boxes of, I don't know what I'm going to get, and I have to make something within a month, along with all the other stuff that I'm making and all the other chaos that I bring to my life. So I must enjoy this type of chaotic, happy, challenging, friendly banter stress, or I wouldn't do it. It's been a lot of fun to put these things together, and just sitting in my mess, I'm not going to lie, it's all piled around me and it is a mess. And while we were talking, I dropped my squares on the floor. I don't know how many I have. It's a lot. It's a mess. But doing that and seeing all of the creativity, and it's pretty cool. It really is. It's really cool. I like Mondays. I really do. I like pulling all the stuff together and coming up with these blankets. And I was all excited. And then my husband said, how's the dragon coming? Yeah, the what? What? No. Mm-mm. No. So maybe the dragon needs a little love this week. I've only got like 12 more inches on the blanket, but I'm not going to lie. Doing those, doing the crocodile stitch for the dragon blanket, which is right here and it hasn't grown. Doing this, that's a lot of crocheting per scale. And remember that I timed it before, and to do one lattice row and one scale row together is 20 minutes. I should probably, get back to it, put on at least a scale a week. Even if I don't want to do all of it, but at least a scale a week. No, I got to do more than that. I still have my goal of Halloween. That's a lot. I got to get that done. All right. That one's the stress. Yeah, that one's the stress. It is all good. I'm having a blast. I hope you guys are having a blast with the saga as it continues too. This is just my world and my crafting and crocheting and knitting and just enjoying life. And it's Monday. Go out and make it a great Monday and make plans and goals and make some of them happen. Do it. You got this. One stitch at a time. There's progress. All right, everybody. You have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. Bye-bye.